our oxygen. So its primary function is to supply oxygen, which is a gas essential for and remove carbon dioxide, which is a metabolic waste product generated during cellular respiration. Okay, so when we say respiration class, it is a biological process by which organisms obtain energy through the exchange of gases and the breakdown of nutrients, particularly glucose, to produce energy in the form of your adenosine triphosphate. So the respiratory system works closely with your cardiovascular system to transport gases throughout the body. So how does your respiratory system work simultaneously or hand in hand with your cardiovascular system? So remember class that our lungs is the major organ of our respiratory system that performs your gas exchange, while your blood, which is one of the major components of your cardiovascular system, serves as the transport medium. So remember class, yun pong ating oxygen, it is actually carried by our blood. Okay, so what are the different functions of your respiratory system? So first one, of course, we have your gas exchange. And remember, it is the principal role of our respiratory system to exchange your oxygen and your carbon dioxide, or to exchange your carbon dioxide with your oxygen. So oxygen enters into the lungs and diffuses into the blood, and your carbon dioxide will leave the blood and exits through exhalation. And then aside from that, we have regulation of blood pH. So remember class that your carbon dioxide, it actually influences acid-base balance. So actually, ang ating carbon dioxide class, it combines with our water. Nagko-combine yung ating carbon dioxide gas sa tubig na or sa ating water molecules present in our body in order to form what we call your carbonic acid. Do you know your carbonic acid? Have you heard your carbonic acid? Okay, hindi react hard kapag ka narinig na si carbonic acid. What is the chemical formula of your carbonic acid? That is H2CO3. So remember again, your carbon dioxide, when it combines with your water, it will form your carbonic acid. Kapag ka na-form na class si H2CO3, it will now release your hydrogen ions. And again, ulitin ko ha, carbon dioxide will combine with your water, forming your carbonic acid, which then later on, ang ating carbonic acid, it will release hydrogen ions. And just like what we have mentioned kanina, in your renal system, hydrogen ions are what? They are acidic substance. So remember that kapag ka mataas class ang ating carbon dioxide sa ating katawan, mataas ang ating carbonic acid, mataas ang ating hydrogen ion concentration, thereby mababa po ang ating blood pH, meaning it is acidic. However, kung mababa naman po ang ating carbon dioxide sa katawan, mababa din ang mabubuong carbonic acid, mababa ang marirelease na hydrogen ions, thereby mataas po ang ating blood pH, meaning it will be a basic blood. Nagkakaintindihan po? Naintindihan po ba yung role ng carbon dioxide when it comes to the regulation of your blood pH? Okay. Ulitin na lang ni Ma'am Rachel para dun sa ibang nahihiya. Okay, so your carbon dioxide in our body class, given off as a waste product of your cellular metabolism, it will combine with your water molecule. So when it combines, it will form your carbonic acid. Your carbonic acid will now release your hydrogen ions. And remember, hydrogen ions are acidic in nature. Ibig sabihin, class, pag mataas ang carbon dioxide sa katawan, mas mataas yung carbonic acid na mabubuo sa katawan natin, thereby mas mataas ang concentration ng ating hydrogen ions. So since acidic ang ating hydrogen ions, mapapababa niya po ang ating blood pH. So kapag ka mababa ang pH, remember in your chemistry, it refers to an acidic state. Kapag ka mababa naman ang ating carbon dioxide, mababa din po ang ating carbonic acid, mababa din po ang ating hydrogen ions, mapapataas niya po ang ating blood pH, meaning our blood becomes basic. So that is for the regulation of your blood pH. Another function of your respiratory system is that we have voice production. So air passing through the larynx vibrates the vocal cords, producing sound. Aside from that, we have olfaction. So the nasal cavity contains olfactory receptors responsible for detecting odors. Kaya po tayo nakakaamoy. Aside from that, we have protection against pathogens. So respiratory structures protect against inhaled particles through mucus production. So remember class, yung mucus class na naproproduce respiratory system, it helps trap dirts and microorganisms inhaled. Aside from that, we have cilia. Diba yung cilia natin, microscopic hair-like structures that lines our nasal passages and respiratory tract. So aside from your mucus class, yung cilia natin, mga hair-like structures, trap din po dyan yung different dirts natin and microorganisms na of course, mas madali na lang po silang mailabas sa ating nasal cavity later on. And then we also have your cough reflex. So cough reflex, this is a body's reflex to clear irritants from our airways. Diba? When we say cough kasi, it is a forceful, parang kumbaga, it is a forceful push of air that our body uses to clear irritants or kaya naman mucus and even germs out of our airways. So yung pag-ubo-ubo nating class, it is actually a protective mechanism of our body to clear irritants of our respiratory system and even your sneezing. So yung sneezing naman natin, it is an, what do you call this one? It is an involuntary burst of air forced from the lungs through our nose. And of course, it clears our nose of our irritants. And of course, we have immune cells. So our respiratory system may also release different immune cells that may help us protect our body against different pathogens. So those are the different mechanism how our respiratory system protects our body against pathogens. Okay, next one, we have temperature and moisture regulation. So remember that inspired air becomes warmed, humidified, and filtered before reaching the lungs. By the way, are we clear with this one? Sa ating protection against pathogens? Nakapag-take note po ba ng mabuti? Okay, kindly react hard kung pwede na tayong mag-proceed. Okay, thank you. Okay, so punta na tayo class sa major divisions of our respiratory system. So remember class, our respiratory system is divided into two. We have what we call upper respiratory tract and we have your lower respiratory tract. Under upper respiratory tract, we have the following organs. We have your nose, nasal cavity, your pharynx, sinuses, larynx. So what are their functions? They filter air, they warm air, moisten air, and they conduct airflow. For your lower respiratory tract, so we have the different organs, your trachea, your bronchi, your bronchioles, your lungs, and your alveoli. So what are their main function? That is simply perform air conduction and gas exchange. So kumbaga class, sa ating upper respiratory tract, yung mga organs na yan is they serve only as a passageway of your gases. While your lower tract, yan yung mga organs wherein they are involved in the gas exchange between your oxygen and your carbon dioxide. Okay, let us discuss the different structures, one by one the different structures of your respiratory system. So first one is your nose. So that is the primary passageway for air entry. So dyan po, dumadaloy or talagang pumapasok air. So functions, it filters large particles by, of course, diba, remember, meron po tayong hair sa ating ilong. So fini-filter niya po yung mga particles na naisasama sa ini-inhale air. Yun pong natatrap na, what I call this one, particles, yun po yung um, what you call this one, nabubuong kulangot po natin. Ayan. So those are, that is for your nose. So it moistens air, it warms inhaled air, and it contains olfactory receptors, of course, that help us detect different scents. Okay, the next one, we have your pharynx. It is a muscular tube serving as a passageway for air and food. So it is actually divided into three parts. So we have nasopharynx. It is located just behind the nose. We have your oropharynx that is posterior to your nasal cavity, and it serves as a passage for air and food. And we have your laryngopharynx, which connects with your esophagus and your larynx. Okay, the next one is your larynx, or this is also known as your voice box. So it is a structure that connects the pharynx to your trachea. So functions, it maintains open airway, it produces sound. So kaya nga po siya kilala bilang voice box, and it prevents food aspiration. So major associated structure, meron po tayong tinatawag class na epiglottis. So your epiglottis class, it is an elastic cartilage that closes over the airway during breathing. So as you can see class, this one, ayan o, ayan. So epiglottis natin class, parang kumbaga it is a flap that opens or closes kapag nagsaswallow po tayo sa kapag ka humihinga. So kapag ka nag-swallow tayo class ng food, pagka kumakain tayo, yung epiglottis natin is kino-close niya po yung daluyan nung ating air papunta sa ating lungs. So kasi para yung food na kinakain natin, hindi siya pupunta sa ating baga. Kaya nga yung iba, kapag, what you call this one, yung paglunok nila ay nasabay sa ano bang tawag nila dun, is parang nasasamid. Kasi yung rice, let's say, is parang kumbaga nag-enter siya dun sa passageway nung air natin. So yung organ na sa ating respiratory system to prevent that one is actually your epiglottis. Okay. The next one, we have your trachea. So trachea, if your larynx is known to be your windpipe or voice box, your trachea is now known as your windpipe. Larynx is your voice box, your trachea is your windpipe. So characteristic, it is approximately 10 to 12 centimeters long. So function, it conducts air to your bronchi, and its lining contains what we call pseudostratified ciliated epithelium and goblet cells forming the mucociliary escalator. So take note class how we have what we call your mucociliary escalator. So it moves mucus upward to remove debris. So let's say this is your trachea, right? Ayan. So in your trachea class, makikitang, ayan, meron tayong makikitang cilia, mga hair-like structures, ayan, na tutulong sa atin para kapag ka may irritant, let's say dirt, bacteria, or any pathogen, na kapag ka na-trap sa ating cilia is that ang gagawin po ng mga structures na to is generate sila ng movement upward para mailabas po natin through coughing or sneezing yung mga irritants na to. So that is for your mucociliary escalator. So remember ha, it moves mucus upward to remove debris. Dirt, meron din po tayong mucus, yung parang sticky substance. Let's say, yung ating mucociliary escalator, it helps as well clearing our phlegm. Yung phlegm natin, yung phlegm umuubo, yung ating mucociliary escalator, it may help pushing upward our phlegm para mailabas po natin siya. Okay, so that is for your trachea. The next one, we have your bronchi. So remember class, your bronchi, we have, or it is divided into two. We have your right bronchus and we have your left bronchus. So bronchi, that is the plural form of your bronchus. So for your right bronchus, it is wider and more vertical. So foreign body aspiration frequently occurs here. So kapag ka nasa mid ka, commonly class is naapektuhan po yung ating right bronchus. And then it carries air from the trachea into the right lung. bronchus, it is responsible naman po for conducting air from the trachea into the left lung. So that is for your bronchi. Are we clear with that? May nakikinig kay Ma'am Rachel? Are we clear with that, class? Kindly react heart. So simply ha, right bronchus, it is responsible for or parang kumbaga it carries air kaya going to your right lung. So passageway siya papunta sa ating right lung. Ganon din sa left bronchus. Passageway po siya ng ating air going to your lungs. The next one is we have your bronchioles. So pag ating bronchioles class, these are smaller conducting airways lacking cartilage. They contain smooth muscle and it regulates airflow and adjusts airway resistance. So baka nalilito kayo sa inyong bronchi at saka sa bronchi. Okay, sige, i-drawing na lang natin. So this is your trachea. Yung trachea natin, it will branch out into two. So we have this is your right bronchus. Yung parang kumbaga larger na passageway. So this is your right bronchus and this is your left bronchus. Yung bronchioles nating class, yun yung mas maliliit na parang nag-branch sa ating lungs. So that is your bronchioles. Yung dalawang malaking daluyan ng air natin, that is your bronchus. Yung namang maliliit class, that is your bronchioles. Ayan. Pangit lang. Yun, mukhang pangit lang yun. And this is your lungs. Ayan. Klaro po ba yung difference ng structure ng ating bronchus and bronchioles? Kindly react hard kung clear sa inyo. So these are your bronchioles. Yan, mas maliliit sila compared to your bronchus. Okay, so punta na tayo class sa ating lungs. So the lungs are paired organs located within the thoracic cavity. So the right lung, it has 3 lobes. We have the superior, middle, and inferior. While your left lung, it has 2 lobes only. We have superior and inferior. And why is that? Bakit kaya dalawa lang ng ating left lung? It is simply because to accommodate the space occupied by your heart. As in, malapit po yung ating heart sa ating left lung. The next of your diaphragm. So actually class, diaphragm, it is an accessory structure. So it is not actually an organ, parang kumbaga it is not an official organ of your respiratory system, but rather it is an accessory structure or respiratory muscle of the respiratory system that assists in breathing. So it is a dome-shaped skeletal muscle located below the lungs that separates the thoracic cavity from the abdominal cavity. So right before what they call this one, right below your diaphragm is andito na po kasi dito na po yung organs ng ating digestive system. So ang ginagawa ng ating diaphragm, aside from it assists in breathing, sineseparate niya po ang ating respiratory system or yung ating thoracic cavity, ating abdominal cavity. Okay, so it is the primary muscle responsible for breathing. So when you inhale, remember class, when you inhale, diaphragm contracts and moves downward. And when you exhale, it relaxes and moves upward. So ibig sabihin class, pag nag-inhale tayo, liliit ba o lalaki ang ating diaphragm? Any idea? When you inhale, pagka nag-inhale, liliit o lalaki ang diaphragm?
Lalaki, ma'am.
Ha? Lalaki?
Yes, ma'am.
How about the others? This is your, let's say, ito yung lungs natin. Ayan. Lungs yan ha. Naku, pangit ng drawing ni Ma'am Rachel. Ayan. So this is your lungs. This is your diaphragm. O kapag ka nag-inhale tayo, di ba papasok ang oxygen ating lungs. Tama po ba? Tama? Okay, react hard. Tama? Oxygen, papasok po siya sa ating lungs. So kapag pumasok ang air class sa ating lungs, lalaki po siya. So kapag lumaki yung lungs natin, mag-compress po yung ating diaphragm. Liliit po siya. At pagka nag-exhale tayo, so yung exhale, lalabas po carbon dioxide, mawawalan po na parang kumbaga is that mawawalan ng gas yung ating lungs. So mababawasan siya, liliit yung lungs natin, that is the time na lalaki naman po yung ating diaphragm. Yan. Yan. Nagkakaintindihan po? Clear po ba siya? How about the others? Nice try, Matthew. At least nakiki-participate ka. How about the others? Okay, thank you. Okay, so punta na tayo. If our renal system have nephrons, pagdating class sa ating respiratory system, we have alveoli. Meron tayong alveoli. So these are microscopic air sacs where gas exchange occurs. So if in our renal system, sabi natin kidneys, siya yung nagfi-filter ng dugo natin. Ang specific part or specific part or structure sa kidneys natin responsible for filtering our blood is your nephrons, right? Pagdating class sa ating respiratory system, sabi natin it is mainly responsible gas exchange. Now, the specific structure of our lungs responsible for conducting your gas exchange is what we call your alveoli. So, how do gas exchange occur? What we call your diffusion. Ayan. So, I hope meron na kayong idea what diffusion is. So, when we say diffusion, when it comes to gas exchange, move from an area of higher concentration to an area of lower concentration across the thin alveolar capillary membrane. Diba remember your system, your capillaries? Diba nabanggit natin doon that capillaries serves as the site of parang kumbaga gas and nutrient exchange. Dun sa ating table, you check that one. Okay, so steps in gas exchange. First step is inhalation. So inhalation, it is when oxygen-rich air reaches the alveoli. So alveoli class, remember, it contains a high concentration of oxygen. Now, when you inhale oxygen-rich air, after that is the oxygenated blood will now arrive at your pulmonary capillaries. Dito na papasok ang ating cardiovascular system. Question, what do you call the blood vessel that carries the oxygenated blood to the lungs? Kaquiz nyo lang po yan. What do you call that blood vessel class that carry the oxygenated blood to the lungs? Naku, anyone? Blood vessel class. You participate. Hindi na maalala?
Ma'am, pulmonary vein.
Pulmonary artery. Ay,
Sige. Matthew, saka Charles, pulmonary artery
ma'am,
or pulmonary
artery.
Artery, ma'am, sorry.
Okay, yeah, very good. We have your pulmonary artery. Una mag-i-inhale daw tayo ng oxygen-rich air. So yon, pupunta siya ngayon sa ating alveoli. So nasa lungs natin siya. Pangit kasi ng drawing ni Ma'am Rachel, pasensya na ha. Ayan. Oh no. Excuse me for a while. Ayan. So this is your lungs. Nag-inhale the oxygen-rich air. So this is your air. May oxygen. Now, ngayon sa ating puso, magsusupply na siya ngayon ng deoxygenated blood. So from your pulmonary artery, pupunta na ngayon yung deoxygenated blood natin sa ating lungs. Now, the next step is that oxygen will diffuse from your alveoli into the blood. So remember tayo ng oxygen. So nasa alveoli na natin siya. Now, we have your deoxygenated blood that pumunta na siya sa ating pulmonary capillaries. Now, yung oxygen na meron sa ating alveoli class, it will diffuse now to your blood para maging oxygenated. So, once your blood is oxygenated, so it will enter our heart via what blood vessel?
Pulmonary vein.
Okay, very good. That is via your pulmonary vein. So, magiging oxygenated na po yung dugo natin. Now, after being oxygenated, carbon dioxide will now diffuse from blood into the alveoli. So, carbon dioxide moves into the opposite direction. So from blood into the alveoli. And then oxygenated blood will now leave the lungs. So the blood now rich in oxygen travels through the pulmonary veins and returns to the heart for distribution throughout the body. So how does carbon dioxide being expelled from our body? That is via your exhalation. So carbon dioxide in the alveoli move from the body. So that is the different steps in your gas exchange. Ulitin natin ha. First one is your inhalation. Mag-i-inhale daw po tayo ng oxygen-rich air which will reach your alveoli. And remember, your alveoli, it contains high concentration of your oxygen molecule. Now, your deoxygenated blood will now arrive at the pulmonary capillaries. So, blood coming from the body enters capillaries surrounding the alveoli through the pulmonary. Andito na nga daw ngayon yung ating deoxygenated blood. So since meron po tayong oxygen in your alveoli, it will diffuse to your blood vessel going now or oxygenating now your blood. Oxygen diffuses from your alveoli into the blood. Matatransfer na daw po ngayon yung oxygen dun sa ating dugo. Oxygen moves from the alveoli across what we call alveolar capillary membrane into the blood. And then after which, carbon dioxide will now diffuse from blood into the alveoli. So parang kumbaga class is, dito na nga, meron tayong gas exchange. So dito, in your blood vessels, dun sa ating, excuse me, let's use color blue. Ayan. So first, this is your deoxygenated blood. Wala po siyang oxygen. Kanya ay carbon dioxide molecules. Since it enters your alveoli or your lungs, ang mangyayari is that from your alveoli, oxygen will be transferred to your blood and your carbon dioxide from your blood will be transferred now to your alveoli. So mangyayari, yung deoxygenated blood mo will become oxygenated and it will be what you call this one, it will return to your heart via your pulmonary vein. And then, since yung ating carbon dioxide is transferred to your alveoli, ang mangyayari is that it will be released out from our body via your exhalation process. Are we clear with that? So yun po yung gas exchange na nangyayari between our blood and our lungs. Are we clear with that, class? Excuse me? Yes, Lexter.
Ma'am, sabay po ba kapag yun, ma'am?
What do you mean sabay?
Like,
Na nangyayari yung gas exchange?
ma'am.
Yes, simultaneous siyang nangyayari. So every time na may pumapasok na may natatransfer na carbon dioxide from your blood to your alveoli, may pumapasok din na dyan dun sa dugo natin. Clear po ba? How about the others? So, clear na tayo dyan? Okay. So, we have here different control centers. So, meron po tayong structure sa ating utak that controls our respiration process. So, we have your medulla oblongata. So, I think we have mentioned this one and even your pons. So, medulla oblongata, it controls the rhythm of your breathing. And pons, it modifies your breathing pattern. Okay. And then lastly, we have different common respiratory disorders. So we have here the different diseases affecting our respiratory system. So first one, asthma. Meron po bang may asthma sa inyo? Meron po bang may asthma dito? Meron. So it is a chronic inflammatory disorder characterized by bronchoconstriction, Pag sinabi nating bronchoconstriction class, that refers to the narrowing of the airway. So yung daluyan class ng ating gas is very maliit. So ang normal dapat class is parang kumbaga is sufficient or enough yung daluyan ng ating oxygen. Sa may mga asthma, napakaliit po mga blood vessels sa ating lungs. So hindi parang since maliliit po sila, parang kumbaga is mahihirapan po yung oxygen molecules na makapasok po sa ating lungs. Kaya yung iba is mahihirapang huminga ng maayos. So aside from bronchoconstriction, we have mucus production. So meron po parang kumbaga is, what do you call this one? Hindi naman siya phlegm, but a sticky substance that makes it difficult for us to breathe properly. And even we have your wheezing. So when we say wheezing, when you breathe, meron kang parang maririnig na characteristic sound. Describe it para basta kapag do you know your auscultation, when you use your stethoscope, diba kapag chinecheck ni doc, so in normal breathing, hindi po maingay. So kapag may asthma ka, pagka chinek kapag pinag-inhale ka niyan, parang merong kumbaga is, parang sa Ilocano sana marinit, maingay, yung parang crispy like sound kapag ka nag-inhale ka and even exhale. So that is for your wheezing. So aside from your asthma, we have your COPD, your chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. So it is a progressive, remember ha, habang papatagal ng patagal is that nasisira po yung ating airflow. So there is an airflow limitation which is characterized by dyspnea, or when we say dyspnea, it refers to the difficulty breathing. We have wheezing and even chest tightness. And then we have your pneumonia. Pneumonia, it is an inflammation of the lung tissue caused by various microorganisms. So clinical manifestations, we have your fever, productive cough, we have your shortness of breath, chest pain that worsens with breathing or coughing, crackles on lung auscultation, fatigue and weakness, tachypnea, and so when we say tachypnea class, ayan, do you know your tachypnea and your tachycardia? Have you heard these two terms? Okay, hindi react hard kung narinig na. Okay, narinig na. Tachy means what? Tachy means fast, di ba? Brad is slow. So tachypnea refers to fast breathing. Parang kumbaga is nag-hyperventilate ka, mabilis yung paghinga mo. Pagka tachycardia, from the term cardia, you have heartbeat. Mabilis yung pagtibok ng puso. Ayan. So pagka sinabi naman nating brady, it means it means slow. So pagka sinabi nating bradycardia, you have slow heartbeat or mabagal pong tumibok yung or mag-contract yung ating puso. Okay, so what are the different causative agents of your pneumonia? We have the following. We have your streptococcus, Mycoplasma pneumoniae, Haemophilus influenzae, Legionella pneumophila, we have your rhinovirus, influenza virus, and we have your Pneumocystis jirovecii. Pneumocystis jirovecii class, remember it is a fungi, and the rest, your streptococcus, your mycoplasma, haemophilus, and your legionella, they are bacteria. Next one will be your tuberculosis. So it is an infectious disease caused by Bacterium tuberculosis. So kindly change this one. When you write your scientific name, yung genus I should be capital letter. And then for the species should be small letter. An infectious disease caused by your Mycobacterium tuberculosis. So clinical manifestations, we have persistent cough lasting more than 2 to 3 weeks. We have your hemoptysis. So when we say hemoptysis class, it refers to the presence of blood in your sputum. Okay, hindi take note class ha. Basta every time na merong hemo na term, it refers to your blood. So when we say hemoptysis, it refers to the presence of blood in your sputum or in your phlegm. And then we have your low-grade fever, night sweats, weight loss, anorexia, fatigue and weakness, and we have chest pain and shortness of breath. And then lastly, we have your lung cancer. So lung cancer, it refers to the uncontrolled growth of abnormal lung. For lung cancer, that is your smoking. So a friendly advice to everyone, wag po or iwasan pong maniga rilyo. And I want to what do you call I want to add as well with your common respiratory disorders, the three most common upper respiratory tract diseases or disorders. We have three common upper respiratory tract disorders or conditions. First one, we have what we call your cold, yung pag-uubo. We have your cold, common cold. So it is an upper respiratory tract disorder or disease which is characterized by acute or there is an contagious viral infection that affects our nose, our throat, and our sinuses. Yung common colds nating class, it is actually or it is commonly caused by your influenza virus. Yan po yung common pathogen causing your colds. Then we have your rhinitis. Very common sa atin, allergic rhinitis or rhinitis. So when we say rhinitis, this simply refers to the inflammation of the nasal mucosa. Inflammation of the nasal mucosa and ano po yung clinical manifestation. So commonly, yung ating nasal cavity, our nasal cavity, we have congestion. It is commonly congested. Meron tayong frequent sneezing. Ayan, bahing tayo ng bahing. And we have nasal discharge. Or parang, kumbaga, yung mga may allergic rhinitis or rhinitis is that parang palagi silang may sipon. Tapos bahing sila. We have, nabanggit natin kanina, we have your sinusitis. So when you say sinusitis, this is simply the inflammation or infection of your sinus cavity. So this is the inflammation or infection. So INFXN, shortcut lang po yan ha ni Ma'am Rachel, infection of the cavities. Yung sinus cavities nating class yung nasa bandang taas ng ating ilong, yung malapit sa orbit ng ating mata. So commonly, kapag may sinusitis po tayo, that will lead to facial pain. Sumasakit po yung sa may bandang cheeks po natin. There is also pressure. So yung sinusitis, it may also lead to a parang kumbaga severe pressure in our tawag dito, yung sa ating gilid dito sa ating noo. Ayan, sintido daw, sabi ng aking mommy. Dito kasi mommy ko sa dito sa kwarto. Dito sa ating sintido. Ayan, so meron po tayong nararamdaman na pressure dyan. And then lastly, meron din po tayong nasal discharge. So that is the additional 3 common respiratory tract condition. So we have your cold that is commonly caused by your influenza virus, wherein it affects your nose, your throat, and even your sinuses. Your rhinitis, it refers to the inflammation of your nasal mucosa, wherein our nasal cavity is commonly congested, and then sneezing episodes, and even nasal discharges. For your sinusitis, you have inflammation or infection of your sinus cavities causing facial pain, pressure in your daw, and we have your nasal discharge. So that is the end of our discussion regarding your respiratory system. Are we clear with that, class? Oh, with that, clear po ba ang ating discussion? Okay. It's 6 o'clock. Paano kaya gagawin natin? Mm, do you have vacant section B?